Barry's like, hey, the camera's fixed. Is it, Barry? Is the camera bar fixed? Is it? Well. Oh, I think if I sit right here, it's okay. I just have to like scoot over. Hold on, let me sit, Barry. Let me sit exactly where I normally sit. Okay, here we go. Okay, you fixed it. That's fine. I have such a bigger camera now, so that works. We'll make it work. Nice DBZ shirt. You're one of those people that's like, yeah, I love Luke Skywalker and Star Trek, aren't you? Yeah, you're one of those people. One of those people. Okay. If you guys remember, last night, we concluded the stream by me getting my ass kicked. Finally, I realized you look like a Tyrion Lannister. I get that a lot. I get that I look like Tyrion Lannister and that I sound like Robert Downey Jr. Those are probably the two most frequent. I also get the Half-Life guy. That usually I need to shave my head for that. I get a less gaunt Dr. House. I get that every so often, but I have to kind of shave for that a lot of time. Yeah. Gordon Freeman. Yeah. Cut my hair? I need to. I think I'll probably get a haircut at some point in the near future. And then eventually I'll shave it again like I always do. You look like Taylor Swift. Oh, thanks, baby. We're good here. We can head over to Sunshine's Tiding and clear it out a little bit. You look nothing like Morgan Freeman. No, Gordon Freeman. Morgan Freeman. Oh yeah, I look just like him. Yeah. Statement of intent. I identify myself as a free-thinking citizen of these once great United States. I will not stand idly by as the government victimizes people with devices like the electronic tower they've erected in the front of my lawn. I pledge to take down the mind-controlled device by any means necessary, and I begin construction of an incendiary device. If you are reading this, I have certainly been killed or detained in a government interrogation camp. The news will surely warp the truth, brand me a communist traitor, and I believe their lies. But all true patriots know that what I do for my own free will and for the good of my country.
Hello, fellow traveler. Come, take a seat by the fire, and take account of this glorious beast. It's an albino radstag, a very rare condition, caused by a genetic mutation. Of course, we won't tell that to the members at the club, will we, Ludwig? Ha 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 ha.
I suppose not, sir.
Good, good. Which is precisely why we need to kill every other albino radstag in the Commonwealth, and burn any evidence of their existence. It's the only way to ensure our kill is one of a kind. In fact, if you'd like to help, I'll give you caps for every radstag hide you find. After all, even the common ones might be carriers. Oh my God,
he's just gonna... Wow.
Do you have any idea where I can find more of them?
Radstags tend to graze in areas with plenty of grass and fresh water. They're not unlike farmers in that sense. Except radstags tend to be more civilized. Ha ha ha.
Good one, sir.
I don't have anything on me. Soon, hopefully.
Well, no need to
Thank you, get it, man. Appreciate it, man.
Mutations
thank you.
are very slow to act, so we have time. Of course, history has a long lifespan, so we don't have forever.
Okay.
Your discovery really makes you that happy?
Of course! It's more than a discovery after all. It's a once-in-a-lifetime achievement. And there's only one way to keep it so. Extinction of the radstag species.
Wow.
I'm busy. Let's talk later.
As you wish.
Okay.
Good pickings?
The best pickings.
Excuse me.
I'm not much of a hunter. I can track with the best of them, though.
Yes. Fine. That was an interesting encounter. I do not remember that from our first run. Reservation 1, would you recommend Fallout 76 at this point, especially with friends, or is it still rough? Fallout 76 at this point is a if you just get it for what it is, it's a fine Fallout experience that has gotten a lot better since release. That being said, especially since Wastelanders and the Brotherhood of Steel stuff has come in, if you've never played it and you like exploring maps, it is a great Fallout style map explorer. I like the base building. There's a lot of fun stuff in it. That doesn't unfortunately pardon the release, and it definitely doesn't pardon the overt money grubbingness of the subscription system and the store, which they just flat out lied about. So it's a give take. It's a give take. Of course, all this being said,
please keep in mind the game is extremely buggy and has incredible monetization issues. Cohh is in no way endorsing or promoting the purchase of Fallout 76 due to these issues. Please fully inform yourself and make your own decision based on these factors. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoy the show.
So on that, it's kind of need to make your own call on it. Yeah. Kind of need to make your own call on it. What was that? I call that the disclaimer. Yep. Are you going to try the pit for Fallout 76 later this month? I absolutely am. Yep. I'm looking forward to returning to it. We'll probably jump into 76 maybe after our Fallout 4 run, or maybe at some point later, and just kind of, get everything ready and make sure we got all the ammo and, gear we need for it. And then when pit comes out, we'll probably do a big pit experience. Mm-hmm. I returned for Wastelanders. I really enjoyed Wastelanders. I returned to both halves of the Brotherhood stuff. Really enjoyed that. I feel like though the Wastelanders and the Brotherhood 1 and 2 halves are good examples of classic Fallout content in 76. However, to keep something in mind, it took the community begging for them to put those in. They originally never wanted to have NPCs in the game, and the game only got like good to decent, in my opinion, when they added NPCs like they didn't want to. So, it's a little bit of a thing. X-Grant says the Wastelander DLC made it bearable. The Wastelander DLC is what, in my opinion, for me, took it to I played 76 when it came out, and I enjoyed it. But I am not only what I would consider a much more forgiving gamer than most, but also I'm the kind of guy that can kind of make his own fun in situations like that. The world was fun to explore, and I love exploring worlds. So even when it came out, even with all the bugs, I made my own fun with it. I mean, I'm the same guy that put 60 hours into No Man's Sky when it came out. So I mean, I can kind of do, yeah, and I'm a huge fan of the Fallout setting. That's right, Cyphus. So, there were a lot of disclaimers that came with my enjoyment of it. But here's the thing. Even when I played Fallout 76 for the first time, I couldn't recommend it. Like every time I would talk about, every time I felt like I had to justify my fun in a lot of ways. And I could never recommend it. Wastelanders was the first time, especially when I finished Wastelanders, that I could say, you know what? If you like Fallout, you could probably have fun in this game. Like, they had fixed enough bugs and the Wastelanders content was good enough to where it was like, yeah, okay, I feel comfortable being like, you could have fun with this at this point. And then the Brotherhood stuff just made it better. I love the Brotherhood questline. I thought that was kind of fun, and there was some really cool decision making that you had to do in that. I love how they brought the skill system to the dialogue. There was some good stuff. So. And that's why these days I still have the disclaimer, but it's a lot easier to say, play Fallout 1 and 2 first, play Fallout 3 in New Vegas, play Fallout 4, and then if you still want more Fallout, you can go ahead and dive yourself into 76 and, probably have a good
Rubbish.
time. And I have to say, I'm glad I can say that, because there was definitely a time when it actually depressed me knowing that a Fallout game existed that I could not even, partially recommend. So, I'm glad we made it to this point. Ooh, Mentats. I'm glad we made it to this point. And I really hope really hope that now that Microsoft owns Bethesda, in 5 to 15 years when the next Fallout comes out, I hope that it's a more cogent experience. I'm more focused on Starfield now. I'm one of those people that is... I saw that Starfield thing, and I gotta admit, got me hyped, dude. It got me hyped. I mean, Starfield looks like Fallout in space. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if Starfield takes place in the same world as Fallout. There are hints in Starfield that says it may take place in the same universe. And, like building your own ship and setting up outposts. And I mean, that stuff sounds great to me. If it all works, if it all actually works, then it could be pretty great. The combat looked bad. The combat looked like standard Bethesda combat, dude. It's certainly not an evolution. I'll tell you that much. But I mean, if you're okay with this kind of combat, I think you'll be fine with the Starfield combat. I do. If you're expecting an evolution from this combat, I would not.
That's it.
Yeah. I would call what I saw from Starfield standard Bethesda in a lot of ways. Standard Bethesda world generation, standard Bethesda combat. Even some of the dialogue looked kind of standard. Like it's a lot of standard Bethesda stuff. But it's one of the first times we've seen like a sci-fi standard Bethesda, and I can have fun in standard Bethesda. I'm one of those people. So if it actually releases relatively bug-free, and if it has 70% of what they're saying it will, I think it could be a good time. Oh, cannot disarm that. But again, my big hope is that now that Microsoft is overseeing it, I got a lot of hope. I got a lot of hope in you, a lot of faith. I got a lot of faith in my boy Phil. I got a lot of faith in my boy Phil. I still think to this day that if it were up to Bethesda, they would have released Starfield when they wanted to. There's a little copium part of me that I think Microsoft stepped in and said, no, you're not releasing this now. Make it better. Am I wrong? Probably. I'm probably wrong. But I'll still hope. I'll still hope. My hope is that they're like, make this better. So, but we'll see. Starfield is going to be extremely telling. If Starfield releases and it's a pile of junk, I think most people can say that's the end of Bethesda, at least in terms of anything serious. And if Starfield releases and it's junk, my heart goes out. My heart goes out to Elder Scrolls fans. Because that means there's no hope for ES6. There's just no hope. There will be no hope for Elder Scrolls 6 if it releases and it's garbage. If Starfield releases and it's garbage. So we'll see, man. We'll see. Shushko, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So my wife is freaking out about, okay, get this. My wife just sends me the message. She puts our kids, she reads bedtime stories to our kids as they go to bed. And she goes, oh my God, in all caps. And I was like, uh-oh, everything okay? And she goes, Rowan wanted to get the truck he made out of magnetiles in the other room. He was scared and he asked me to come with him. I said I could get it after we were done reading stories. Kai, our 3-year-old, then jumps up and says, I can come with you. I'll keep you safe. And Rowan says, thanks, Kai. And they go together to Kai's room to get Rowan's truck. It was the cutest thing I've ever seen. Oh my Lord, that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. So just imagine a 3-year-old kid with that 3-year-old voice. Don't worry, I'll come with you and keep you safe. Because he definitely still has that 3-year-old voice. Oh my God. Oh, I got crossbow. That was so good. I don't know what to do, so I'm gonna ask strangers on the net. I got a chance to have a job at 100K base salary plus commission. Or do I stay on my insurance for a few more months and try to be a content creator and just go for the job later? Or do I stay on my insurance for a few more months and try to be a content creator and go for the job later? Brokovich, here is my advice to you. Take the job. If it's a job that is okay for you to do, take the job. That is a situation where it's like, I mean, 100K plus commissions, especially if you're a decent salesman, that's a lot of money, dude. That's a lot of money. That's more than I made for most. Yes, that's more than I made for most years of streaming. I'm getting kind of old, which is why I had to suss that out. But, yeah, that's a lot of money. So, the only factors that I would say to consider in my answer that I don't know are let's go with one. One, is it a job you hate? That's a factor. Two, where you live. So if you lived in LA, if you lived in like downtown LA, 100K is actually not that much, especially if you had to live there for it. So that's a consideration. And three, how old you are. And then I guess the only four would be is, how is your content creation going now? Is your content creation paying the bills currently? You know, like that's one thing. Has it been going up recently? Like that's another thing. Or are you wanting to start it, which is another factor. So, but I would say that almost in 95% of cases, I would say take the job. Yeah, I would say take the job for sure. Yep. I would definitely say take the job if you're young. If you're giving the opportunity of getting 100K a year and you're a young dude, like, oh dude, okay, Brokovich says, I love selling and it's in a space that I love in tech. Yeah, dude. I would say probably take, here's the good thing. Here's the good thing. Take the job and then in your off time, keep doing content creation. So when I first started streaming, I was a full-time student. So I was attending classes and I was doing out of class work and I was streaming. So what I would say is take the job and then in your free time, pursue your hobbies and your passions. But absolutely, if you love doing it, dude, and especially if, I mean, that 100K is, I don't know where you live, but 100K is a huge amount of money. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I just realized that it is really, really late. I appreciate y'all hanging out. I hope you had a good time. That being said, I'll be back tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. ET for more Fallout 4. Been having a lot of fun with that playthrough. By the way, for those that have not been paying attention, this game is now on, Fallout 4 is now on YouTube. So if you want to check out the YouTube and get all caught up, it is all on YouTube. You can find that at youtube.com/CohhCarnage. For our Fallout 4 run. I hope to see you there for it. It should be a lot of fun. That being said, again, tomorrow, 8 a.m. ET, Fallout 4. See you guys then for it. And tomorrow night, I think we'll be continuing Xenoblade Chronicles 3 because as I said earlier today, have promised to finish. So, have a great rest of your night. Thanks for being here.